and I had him in here actually for about 10 minutes in the break, and obviously enjoying being back on the Baker program. And you know, obviously he said that they needed to sort some things out for him to get back there, but obviously moving in the right direction. And yeah, he's going to be working on that 2 months out from Anaheim. Anyway, the 15-second board up, 5-second board will turn.
Here we go.
And look at that, Roxon, Musquin, Tomac in the first 3 gates, and then Webb alongside them. 6 minutes, or 8 minutes plus a lap. The second SX1 sprint race, and this time Tomac around the outside, and it's Roxon and Tomac who share the Oxmodo sprint, but heading down into the second turn. Tomac gets out on top. Roxon right there behind him. He was blisteringly fast yesterday in the whoop section in the final race, and he closed down a 4-second gap to 0.9 as they hit the line at the end of the 12-minute plus a lap yesterday. And he's right on the rear wheel of the Yamaha rider, who in this second race is up front for the first time this afternoon.
Be interesting to see if Ken Roczen can reel him back in and make that pass again. I would argue that last night Ken Roczen was maybe slightly better than Eli Tomac. Well, they're tied now with 2 to go, 2 mains to go, so we'll see what happens now. The real stuff's going to go on now. Look at that whoop speed by Ken Roczen.
Yeah,
look at that.
He's been taken to the outside there. These two absolutely bar to bar as they head into, and he was off balance there. The 2 right on, he just responds immediately. Fantastic move that from Kenny Roczen. Tomac thought he'd outsmarted him at the end of the start straight there, and the 2 almost came together. Roczen off balance into the next corner, somehow managed to get it back on 2 wheels and you know, went for the jugular. And Kenny, as he stays like this, will take over the King of Paris title chase.
Yeah, absolutely. Great racing by Ken Roczen right there. Out of shape to making the pass for the lead. That's only what the elite guys can do, and that was pretty cool to watch. Cooper Webb 3rd, Marvin Musquin 4th, Justin Brayton 5th, and we'll see those guys go at it for the rest of this race. Shorter race, like Paul mentioned, so we're not going to see a lot of separation between these guys. Brayton's certainly pretty fast in the whoops. He's moving up on Marvin.
So Eli Tomac, can he recover? He wasn't able to salvage anything. It was a similar pass at the end of the start straight yesterday that he moved on Kenny yesterday, wasn't it? And obviously couldn't come back from that. That was in the second race, I believe. But all of a sudden, Cooper Webb, maybe with some suspension settings, maybe the drier dirt is just helping him out a little bit here as well.
Yep. Yeah,
going after Tomac, and he was all over the back of Tomac in the latter stage of race 1. So he's obviously picked his pace up to match Tomac's today.
Absolutely. Sprinting away from him. Look at that whoop speed. That's great. That's fantastic to watch these guys do that. Oh, Cooper Webb gets a little buck wild in there, hits the front, drops the front end a little bit. That's going to, you know, scare you a little bit. There's no doubt.
And you have no choice but to keep it pinned at that moment as well, because if you do shut off, forks drop, game over.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we'll see if Marvin Musquin here, who was impressive 3rd place there in the last one, or 2nd place, sorry, can get into the mix again a little bit. Justin Brayton looks like he's gaining a little bit in the whoops, which is not surprising right now, but Marvin and Cooper are better today.
8 points, Kenny Roczen. 9 points, Eli Tomac. 12 points further back, Cooper Webb. Or 12 off the lead. He's on 20. Yeah. He is in that battle with Musquin and Brayton, isn't he, for the 3rd place in this overall classification. But tell you what, Brayton all over the back of Musquin.
Absolutely. Brayton riding really well here. And Cooper Webb separated himself a little bit. So, yeah, Cooper Webb maybe find a little, maybe the interview gave him a bit of good juju or something there, Paul.
He's welcome to come back between race 2 and 3 if he wants.
You know, I made mention last night about the blue gear for Justin Brayton, so I brought that theory up to him, and he said, yeah, it was absolutely crazy. He had ripped his gear in the crash, and that's why he changed.
Yeah.
So that was it. That was it for my theory.
I saw him actually sign the shirt, give the shirt away to somebody, you know, ripped arm was almost hanging off of it, you know.
Yep.
Here he goes down the inside of Musquin. He's got the inside line in the turn just as he needs it as well, and Musquin almost gave it to him there, almost stood up in the pegs and went, okay, you have it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Marvin knows who the better guy in the whoops is, right? If JB can get Cooper Webb, that'll be pretty impressive here. We got 4 minutes to go, and right now that was probably Justin Brayton's best lap, 43.7 last time around. Puts him 2nd fastest right now, and we'll see what he does this lap here. And right now, Tomac looks like he's reeled in Kenny a little bit.
Yeah, so
1 second back.
Only a second back with his fastest lap of the race as well, 43.2, 6/10. Well, more than that actually.
Yeah. Yeah, Eli's fastest quick lap there was 43.2. Brayton's didn't set his fastest lap there, 43.7 for that time around, but Cooper 44.1. So 4/10 quicker Justin Brayton was than Cooper Webb. If we do the math right now on the gap, 3 minutes to go, it looks like we're going to get a good race here if JB can keep pushing.
3:20 plus a lap. The top two throughout the whole weekend, Roczen and Tomac, in whatever order you want to put them, are dominating this race once again. If you put the flag out now, and this is the final race, let's say, then of course Roczen would be crowned King of Paris for the first time. Eli Tomac is going for his second title, though.
I think if you're Cooper Webb right now and you're this much improvement on day 2, you got to be pretty happy with everything that's been going on. I don't think last night they were even close to being on the pace of the leaders. And the number 2, the 2-time 450 Supercross champion, he's hanging in there as we look at Cedric Supercross, who had a big one today in practice. Huge. I'm glad he's out there, and he's glad he's okay.
Yeah, and he's recovering well for 6th position at the moment, so pretty much probably where we expected him to be with the 5 guys ahead of him, Roczen, Tomac, Webb, Brayton, Musquin, possibly expected to be in those top 5 positions. Time ticking away, 2.5 to go.
Roczen coming up to lap Alex Ray here, who's just trying to complete all the laps. That's all we want him to do. And he's moved over. He made it easy for Tomac and Roczen. Good for A-Ray.
Yeah, gap going out to 1.8 seconds, 1.6 seconds again. So a good response this from Roczen, even though, yeah, it was 43.5, 44.3. Doing exactly what he needs to do and gaining in confidence. And actually, I spoke to him this morning. He said he was a little bit sick, actually. He was already getting sick. We got Ryder down in the finish line area. Big waved yellow, so I'm not sure who's gone down there off the side of the track, crawling his way just out of our window.
I believe that is Ramet. It looks like it may be Ramet. Thomas Ramet, French rider, is down.
The visor is all kind of broken, and he's holding maybe not one, but both wrists and arms there as well. But obviously, you can't roll the finish line. You just got to be... it's one of those, isn't it? You try to, but see how steep it is. You can't just drop off the end of it, so you've just got to drop onto the top. Yeah, bike parked there, so I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but didn't end well for Ramet.
And Brayton was a little quicker again that lap on the number 2, so we'll try to eyeball this gap a little bit. Oh, yeah, 1 minute, 10 seconds to go. Justin's going to need some help to make this pass, but he's definitely reeled in Cooper Webb right now, and that's pretty impressive considering it was a late race charge like that.
Talking to late race charges, Tomac all over the back of Roczen once again. It was 1.018 seconds at the end of the previous lap. We're about to hit the line at lap 9. Oh, and he loses the front, gets on the gas. That's a little bit too much. Loses that advantage. It's 1.08. Just as he was reeling him in. How much is the sickness going to play into this? Well, so far, not a lot. He's still able to skim across those whoops. And I was talking to the Yamaha manager today as well, and he said, actually, Eli, not a fan of soft whoops, and the ground dries out. That should favour him, and they're a little bit smaller as well, should favour him. But then, Kenny has been solid.
Yeah, I was talking to John Tomac earlier, and I said, is Eli saying the track is dried out much? He said, no, he hasn't said anything. Boy, Brayton made the move on Webb, couldn't make it stick, and then Cooper clanks that next rhythm, and we got a race for 3rd, and we got a race for 1st going on here.
And look at this, 9 seconds on the clock as they hit the line, so it's going to be 2 laps from now. Are they going to be 2 big laps for Tomac? Is Roczen going to be able to hold him off there and take the win, the 2nd win of the day, and take advantage at the top of the championship, the Paris Championship standings?
Wouldn't it be cool, Paul, to ride whoops like that?
Oh, absolutely.
Wouldn't it be awesome?
I rode some in my sleep last night.
Oh, okay.
And, they were a breeze, easy. Oh, and Webb and Brayton going at it.
This has been a battle for a few laps now.
Nice. Good combination through there. Brayton takes him, moves into 3rd.
So that's an important part of the King of Mercy title. That would have put Brayton into the 3rd place spot. So that's a big change right there with 1 to go from here. Good ride for the number 10 Moto Concepts, or I should say Honda Genuine rider.
Honda Genuine here
this weekend, yeah.
Into the final lap. Nothing in it between these two. Is there going to be a chink in the armour? Is there going to be one last push from Tomac through the whoops? You're Kenny Roczen and you're going through that whoop section and you know that you're the fastest rider through there and you've got a guy breathing down your neck, half a wheel apart. It's almost a relief to find those whoops, isn't it? And just attack them and go, yep, there's a couple of bike lengths.
Yeah, JB feels pretty confident in those things. Here we come up. 1 more turn to go for Ken Roczen. Eli Tomac trying to make it happen.
Yeah, final turn over the little dragon back, and Roczen makes it 2 in a row. Eli Tomac 2nd. That changes the course of the overall standing as well, because Tomac will drop to second. All of a sudden, the pressure on Roczen now will lead this series for the first time.
We are set up for an exciting third SX1 final. That's going to be great.
Yeah, good ride that from Supercross as well. Anthony Bourdon, Gregory Aranda, Julian Rosali, and Maxime Dupre will round out the top 10 ahead of Kevin Moran's Joan Cross. Here's Kenny Roczen getting ready to talk to our guys down there in a moment. Be interesting to hear what he has to say.